All right, so we're gonna talk about being the one that's awake, being the one that's woke in the family, being the one that's woke in the community, maybe in your whole city. A lot of people throw that term around, being woke, being awake, being conscious. A lot of them throw that term around and never really go into an explanation of it. So, we're gonna clear that up a little bit and just talk about some of the shit that you got to deal with and have to face when you're the one that's aware of a lot of things that other people are not aware of. Um, First and foremost, like I always say, awareness comes with responsibility. And that's the reason why a lot of people like to turn the other cheek. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want to see the truth. They don't want to see what's really going on around them. And for certain, they definitely don't want to see what's going on within them. You feel me? Because let's get this shit straight about consciousness and spirituality and being awake and being woke. It's really truly about you having an understanding with yourself. You having an agreement with yourself and pretty much being able to confront yourself and call yourself on all your bullshit. Being able to accept your shortcomings. Being able to accept the shit that you good at, regardless of what other people say. And being able to just be comfortable in your own skin. I think that's what we striving for, period, in life. I wake up, I strive to be more of me. I strive to have some type of awareness to where no matter what room I'm in, no matter where I step at, I could be me and be comfortably me and stick to my principalities. You feel me? That's what being awake is. That's what being woke is. But nevertheless, we got this woke shit, this awake shit becoming a trend to where everybody just going out and buying crystals and people getting into meditation, and that's cool. But it ain't nothing really popping. You ain't really doing nothing until you really calling yourself on your own shit and getting through the things that hinder you and get in the way of you being the next best version of yourself. You feel me? Being more free, being more of yourself. So let's talk about being that awakened person at work, being that awakened person in the family that got this newfound awareness now. So now you got this newfound responsibility, and I'm just here to tell you that it's going to feel like a burden. You know what I'm saying? It's going to feel like damn, am I the only one? You know what I'm saying? It's going to feel like, damn, am I being misunderstood? Why nobody don't understand me? And in the beginning, when you really start to open your eyes to the truth, what's the truth? I don't want to just throw words around and be vague and shit like that. The truth is, number one, the fact that you got to question everything you thought you knew now. You got to question the world, everything that been programmed into you. You have to do inventory on that. That'd be the first thing you do when you wake up. You got to start saying, hold on, is this shit I've been taught since I was 5 years old, is this really true? And it might seem like mad simple, but nobody does that. Everybody go along with how the world go. Everybody do what they told to do from a puppy. You 5 years old, your mom send you to school. You think that's the right thing to do. She tell you, or dad send you to school, tell you these people are here to take care of you, these people are here to teach you, these people love you and shit like that. You believe that. And it's like going into a movie. When we go to watch a movie, we suspend our logical mind and our rational mind sometimes just to watch the movie, to let, you know what I'm saying? Because we know damn well if a superhero gets shot or whatever the case may be, they ain't about to just come to back to life and shit like that. But for the sake of the movie, we'd be like, all right, nah, I'm just being entertained right now. That's kind of the same thing how it is when we going into the school system and shit like that. We thinking, oh, these people care about me, so we got our guard down. And once you get older, and I ain't gonna just say older, once you start to awaken and start to have awareness of doing inventory on the shit that was taught to you and told to you, it's a whole different ball game now. Now you starting to unlearn all the shit you learned. You know what I mean? Now shit's starting to get a little bit more real. You're starting to be a little bit more uncomfortable. Because now you beginning to get to a point where you ain't making decisions depending on what the hive mind think. You're not making decisions depending on what the herd mentality is presenting to you, what the matrix is presenting to you. You're making decisions now from what's true to you. You're making decisions now from what make you feel right, not what your peers think, not what your friends think. And immediately that shit set off like an alarm, because now everybody like, yo, you're not being yourself no more. You're not acting like you. And that's where I say it could feel like a burden at, because you could be sitting right next to a person that you knew your whole life, and you becoming aware of all the things that's going on in the world around you and the world inside of you, and this person might still just be what we call asleep and just dancing and still having fun at the party. But now your party over. Now it's time to go on a journey of truth, your own truth, to find your own self, to see who you are after you peel all those layers back, after you put all the shit you was taught to the side. It's going to cause you to start moving different, because once you start thinking different, you're going to start feeling different. And once you start feeling different, you're going to start doing different. You feel what I'm saying? And then that's going to automatically take you away and put a bridge and a gap in between everything you know yourself to be at one point, and I like to call it the void period, to where you recalibrate and you integrate in your true self. You getting rid of this shit that somebody gave you, this virus program type shit that somebody just told you to go along with, the go along, that this is the way that the world is, this is the way you should think, and this is what works. Because that's what a lot of people do. They do what works already. They fuck with what's already established. This is the same reason why when you want to go do something different, when you want to go in business for yourself, when you want to just have a different type of mentality and question shit, you don't have the support, because the hive mind can't support an individual. You feel me? The hive mind can only compute and think in the realm of the hive. You feel me? So now you on your own for the first time. You've been on your own the whole time, but the thing that was keeping your reality intact, the thing that was making you feel safe, is the fact that I could count on today, I could count on tomorrow being a lot like today. It's always the same. We go to school today, we come home, we eat, we go to sleep, we do it all over again. We go to work today, we do it all over again. Go to sleep, we do it all over. It's all, it's a paved way that's made for you. I go to high school, then I go to college, or I go to the military, then I'm gonna be a doctor, a lawyer, and you really don't choose from your own true, the true you, the core you, the you, when you remove away all of the, I'm gonna call it hindrances, because anything that's getting in your way of seeing shit for how it is a hindrance, including your own bullshit, including your own programming, including the shit that you believe that somebody else might have taught you, and just because you believed it, made it real in your mind and your world, don't mean it's the truth. You feel what I'm saying? And it definitely don't mean it's your truth. It definitely don't mean it really ring bells, but then the core of you, your soul, your spirit, like when you know what I mean, when you feeling it. You know how when I always tell people, this is when you know you truly in yourself. You hear one of your favorite songs or some shit like that, and it's just, you might listen to it a million times. But this day, it's just every note, every key, you know what I'm saying? It's just hitting and you feeling it. You get goosebumps, you crying, you laugh at everything. That's the type of resonance I'm talking about, that you need to be looking for your truth. I hope I ain't losing nobody right now. That same feeling you get when your favorite song going, not just when your favorite song going, but when that shit, that hour that's popping, you know, you on your way to work, wherever you going at, that time where it just hit. I just had one of them moments not too long ago. I just was singing a song in my head that I ain't listened to in a long time, and then I played it, and it just felt like I felt so at home and shit. So that's the feeling we always be searching for. That feeling like it feels good to be you. And the reason why we be feeling all confused, the reason why we be feeling like lost and like afraid to be ourselves, because it's like we got on a, like we took a some type of, like I said, we trusted that what we thinking and what we doing is the right thing and doing this the right way, but we ain't never tested. So it's kind of like, yo, is this shit really good? Like, is my parachute really gonna open up when I jump out the plane? Like, y'all, did y'all test it? I ain't see nobody test it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. I didn't get no guarantees. So it's like that. You feel me? So we have to be able to cultivate some form of faith in ourselves, belief in ourselves, and not just the system. We had to be able to go out on a limb, go out and bet on our own intuition and shit like that. It get different when you wake up. You feel me? You realize the truth about life. You know how they say you're born by yourself, you're gonna die by yourself. You start to realize that truth. And you know, it's a lot of different subjects people talk about. We got so many things that people that's newly awakened are opening up to, like astrology. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people seeing the Bible and religion and things like that for what it is, and realizing like, damn, the things that I was taught and fed and seen to be good and seen to be working don't truly work for me as an individual. Not only that, people starting to realize like, damn, this shit is suppressing me. It's suppressing me for thinking about more possibilities. It's suppressing me for thinking higher of myself. Because if I join this organization, if I join this group, then I'm just a part of this group. I don't have no individuality. I don't really have a place. I just show up and get on the assembly line, and then I have nothing to really truly bring to the table but some type of my life force. I'm just letting my life force get drained out because I'm putting it in places that it don't truly belong. But how do I know that when I've been pointed to these areas of life? You know how many people, you see people all the time, famous people, rich people, doctors, lawyers, jumping off of buildings and shit like that. Why do you think they doing that? Because they did all of that work, they put all that time in, but that shit don't reign true to them. When they don't touch the spirit, when they don't touch the soul, you can rationalize that shit in your mind. You can have the biggest house in the world. You can have all the money in the world. But when it's not true to who you truly are, it's going to feel off. It's going to always feel wrong. Just like when you're with the wrong crowd, when you're with the wrong person, when you're in the wrong relationship, something's going to keep nagging you and telling you, yo, this ain't it. Not only is this not it, this actually going against what it is. You feel me? But what society teach you to do is justify your means by your ends, by your, however you say that shit. Justify your means by your ends or whatever. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. So a motherfucker sit up there and complain about how they hate their job, how they wish they wasn't going to work. But then when you ask, like, all right, why don't you just leave that and do something that you like to do? Then they give you a million reasons to justify that. The reason why they got to go to work. The reason why they got to stay in church. The reason why they got to believe that. Because what's outside of that box right there is the unknown. And, you know, as humans, we feel what we don't know. But the thing about awakening is all about fear. The thing about being woke is all about fear. It's all about dealing with fear. Marrying fear, getting in tune with it and seeing what it's about, because fear can be a healthy thing. And I touched on this on one of my podcasts called The Price of Fear. It's on my YouTube page if you want to go check that out. But I touched on fear and how it can be used in a positive way and how it can be used in a healthy way. And it's by getting to know why you're scared, getting to know why you don't want to go over there and see what that's about, why you don't want to change, and why you don't want to leave the nest of society, the nest of this one-track mind loop that you got, that you share with everybody around you, and they keep you safe, but there's no growth or expansion there. You feel me? This is what being awake and woke and all that is about, changing. Not just changing, but evolving within yourself so that you are a more authentic version of yourself. So that when you wake up in the morning, keyword, when you wake up in the morning and when you go to sleep at night, you feel good about yourself. With your whatever your insecurities are that you're working on, your fears, all that, you start to be secure in the fact that it's okay to be fearful sometimes. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. It's okay to be insecure sometimes. You be like, oh, it's all right. So now I can work with this, and I don't feel rushed, and I don't feel the need to be a perfectionist and be perfect. This is my opinion. I just feel like some form of isolation and separation is necessary for you to rebuild and unlearn all the shit you thought you knew and really learn who you are and get away from all the influences that's trying to tell you who you are and who you're not.